Humble Life TV. God Family Hustle.
Let's go.
YouTube family, what's good? Check it out, man. I'm right here in the studio, live in the mix. Humble Life TV, Humble Lifestyles. You know what it is, man. We right here about to drop our, what is this short? The fourth episode of our podcast. So get ready, stay tuned. We got a good one. Without further ado, let my homeboy introduce himself.
Hello, everybody, man. My name's Ray Jimenez, and I'm originally from California, but I've been residing here in New Mexico since 2006.
Nice, my bro. Nice, my bro.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad to have you right here, homie.
Hey, appreciate
Lot
you
of getting
having
in,
me,
man. Yeah, no,
Yes,
for sure,
sir.
man. So a little bit about yourself, man. You're born in Cali. What was it like out there in California?
So I was born in California, 1976, in the city of Los Angeles, but I was born to migrant parents. You know, they migrated out there, had me, but then they moved out to Oxnard, California. That's where I was actually raised from. I would say maybe from like 4 years old till I came out here. I think I was 31, I believe, when I finally came out here.
Nice. So growing up in California, what type of lifestyle did you live, man? I know you said you had migrant parents. Were they in your life the whole time, or they were in and out? You know, what was your childhood like, bro, growing up?
So I had both parents at first, and so my dad, you know, unfortunately he got into drinking and drugs, and I'm not too sure. I got faint memories of it's a trip because I have a memory of him back in Los Angeles, and I was very young, but I remember the cops taking him, you know, and so but he left about the age of 6, 7. After that he left for good, you know. Other than that, he would drop in and out. He did migrate us to Oxnard, California, which was cool, you know, but at the same time he left my mom out there in Los Angeles. That's when the problem started, like, and you know, he left her out there with 3 kids, no family. We didn't have no family out there, you know. She had no English, no car, no where, you know, and he just boned out on her like that and left her out there. So, you know, he was in and out, but he did move us out to Oxnard. He put us in this pad that was pretty run down, man. But then later on, he got us into the housing projects out there in a neighborhood called La Colonia. And so what we thought was a blessing to us, because it was an improvement. It was a housing improvement for us. You know, and I was so small, I thought that, man, we got a freaking little swimming pool in the, you know, and it was just a bathtub, you know, and I thought I had little like monkey bars in the closets. They were just the post to hang your clothes, you know. But so I was happy. We were all happy, but little did my mom know, like, she moved into the worst neighborhood in Ventura County, and that it was gonna cost her almost, you know, her son at one point. But
That's crazy. And
yes,
your
sir.
mom, what she do? She worked out there. She just held it down for you guys. She tried to just take care of you guys, or she was a working woman. What was she like?
Man, you know what, man, I gotta, man, shout out to my mom. She's resting in paradise already, but
Rest in
man, I
peace.
gotta say that was like the purest example of a Christ-like life that she displayed to me, but I didn't know, you know what I mean? But she was displaying it to me the whole time. And but yeah, she had to work. She did what she had to do, man. She put it in. No welfare, no, like, we were never on welfare. My dad, when my dad would come and take the feria and leave the book of stamps, maybe, you know. And so my mom was like, man, screw this, I'm gonna go to work. And so she did, you know, and that's all she did, man. So her working was, and nobody in the pad, was the absence of parental guidance. Man, I found I found that interest and that appeal outside, looking out my curtain and checking out the homies. And you know, they're out there grouping, they're out there, you know, doing their thing. But so that attracted me, man. And my mom being working so much, man, it gave me the opportunity to go out there and just, you know, learn the field pretty much, man.
So you say you were a product of your environment, definitely, once you stepped outside.
Oh, definitely, man. And I know that, man, people, they'll contest that, man, but I truly did, man. But now in hindsight, bro, I just see it like, you know, God had set me apart from a very, very young age, man. And he's just always had me like, just set apart, like on my own, you know. And I left the family, like I started running, I started being disobedient to my mom, and about 9 years old, started picking up crime. You know, I got my first, you know, got on probation and all that. And every year after that, just run-ins with the law. And So at 13, like 12, 13, started running away, man. By 14, I was gone and never came back.
So whenever you took off, is this time you already joined the gang? You already linked up with your homeboys. You're already out there doing your thing with them.
You know what? I was, as far as it goes, as a youngster. You know what I mean? Cuz I was 12, 13, 14, 12, 13, at that time you ain't no need for the neighborhood. You're learning the ropes, like they can't really use you for nothing but dirt, right? So I was doing the childhood things and growing up with the fellas and from the sandbox, and as we time went on, you started to see that as they got older, they started to shift, from the sports or the skating or the break dancing to the homies, and it just started shifting. And pretty soon, like everyone we would just hang out with just became a member, and a lot of us got jumped in, but a lot of us didn't. We just walked in because we just homegrown, so it
Yeah, you're
was
from
like,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just started just becoming a part of us. But I truly did, man. And as I was on a runaway, um, some older homie took me under the wing, but he was an ex police officer, corrupt cop that got thrown off the force. And man, I don't know how much dope he stole from I guess they had him in the evidence lockers in the evidence department. And so I trip out, but he flooded the neighborhood with dope. That's when the crack epidemic was out, man, hard, and this cat he had ties to the neighborhood, so he had a mom that lived in the project still, and this cat had a limousine service in the projects, bro. Like you see limos just up on the curves like you do here in the but and he'd come around, and I'm like, dang, he'll let us get in. Of course, right? All the kids were nah, bro. We'd get in there and
Right.
he'll take us around, whatever, And so that was my first encounter with this dude as a youngster. And then here I am now. I'm running away, and my homie's living with him. And he was on the run, man, because he hit this drug connection for like 40 G's, man. Back in the 80, 88, 89, that was a lot of
Yeah,
money.
it's a lot of bread right there.
And yeah, so he took homies to Hawaii, like a bunch of younger homies to Hawaii. So he was doing things, bro,
Right.
and he had connections with gun. He had he had that cop
Right.
connection,
Right.
right? But so he had all kinds of people on board, man. But at this time, he was already like going downhill. He had jacked that dude. They were searching for him to kill him and all this. And so I went with them, man, and man, sure, slowly but surely, man, he just started poisoning me and just feeding me all this stuff, teaching me what the cops know how to avoid, and different crimes, what their codes were, and he was just teaching me the ropes, man. And next thing you know, bro, he freaking introduced me to crack cocaine, man. Got me to take that hit, and it was crazy because like for 3 minutes, bro, he just kept pressuring me, like, man, just hit it, man. Nah, bro, I wanted to cry. I wanted my mom, bro. I was 14 years old, like for real, bro. I was like, cause she used to always tell me I didn't do drugs at that. I was just a travieso, bro. I just like to be out there doing stuff, bro. And I remember my mom be like, "Man, you're so skinny that you do that, you'll die. Don't ever like." And I used to think, I like it was my mom, so I listened to her, and I used to see those commercials. This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs with the freaking egg. So I was a weird kid, bro. I was like, "Dang, that's what happens." Like, heck no, I ain't tripping. And when he had, bro, I was like, man, I was ready to do anything for that dude, bro. I told him, man, I'll do whatever, man. Just I don't want to do this. And then finally my homie was over there fixing his little thing, and then he finally took a hit, and I seen him, and I'm like, "You all right?" And he's like, "Yeah." So it just, of course, the power of influence, man. So I tell people the power of influence, like, so that took away all fear, like, oh, he's cool. All right, finally I did, like, that's it. And and so it was nothing to me, bro. But man, not even probably 3 4 months later, bro, I ended up killing somebody behind that stuff, and it was one of my own homies. You know what I mean? One of my older homies that got out the joint. He was already, and he was already somebody, at that time. But driven by that drug, bro, she was out there, being a Debo, man, and just tying homies up, taking their bags, and he had already got us for one bag, through a homie that the homie had running from, and so we were already like aware of this dude. But he got close again, and they ended up running to the pad where homie was, and they started talking about this. Hey, this homie chased us and he chased me to the homie's pad and he told me he's gonna get us later. And everyone was scared, bro. Like, and this dude, it was a trip because I didn't know he was a homie at the time. I was just like, man, screw that. Let's smoke this cat, like let's whatever, and then of course they seen me as a youngster, like kind of just brushed me off. But then finally when they like started talking business about, hey, this guy got to go, like, they seen too. It was me and another little homie, and they were like, "What's up with these two? Like, think they're down?" And then the homie that had me under his wing, he said like, "Monkey, I know he might, because they used to call me Monkey. He's a Monkey, mine, but I don't know about the other one." So they called me, bro, to the table, kind of started talking, and I felt a little like, 14-year-old with a bunch of older homies, and they're talking all this, and so I'm like, shoot, I'm down, bro, like this and that, and so that night they brought me gun, they set it up, man, and just like to be on the lookout, and that night I went out, bro, that very night, man, it just went down. He came up, but it was weird, bro, because I found out who he was, bro, and I was like, what the like, oh man, I was trying to get off the street, right? And in the moment that an older homie was telling us stories about him, bro, like, yeah, I started thinking like, oh heck no, you can't touch this dude, man. He's a homie. And they're like, hey, bro, you ever pull something out on him, you better kill him. You bet, I mean, so much stories, bro. Like there'll be 30 of us on the block, and if this cat would come, bro, it was like if it was a hoot, I just everybody scatter, bro. So I was like, man. But in that moment that I was deciding to leave, bro, here he comes, bro, running. Like walking, he was creeping to it because his car, it was burned out. So he had to get off park and just walk, bro, and catch homie slipping. And so everybody ran. A car came, everybody ran. I stood, I was like, I got a gun. I had felt a little brave, bro. And it wasn't him. And then, but after that homie was leaving, I seen a homie running. It was just me and that homie. And bro, right away I knew because my heart just dropped to my stomach. And I knew I had to get away from this situation, man. And I did. I started to, bro. And I was already like, I was about to be away from this. It wouldn't have happened, bro. But my homie, like, after he searched us that we didn't have dope on us, and I had the gun in my sleeve. I put my sweater over it, and I like, hey, search me, bro. I put my hands up. He pat me down, didn't find nothing, and I was like, but he's like, hey, help me steal some rims, man, from this car. And the homie had a cutlass on dating bad, bro, and he was one of the homies in on this whole thing that they were just, hey, this dude's out here, bro. And I'm like, oh man, he's gonna help us steal the homie, has to steal the homie's car, bro. I was thinking I'm gonna have to deal with homie, after and tell him, hey, bro, he
Yeah.
he forced me, bro. But and so he started walking, bro. We're in the projects, and you got the yards facing each other. They got their little fence, and then you got a walkway in the middle of both. And so he's walking in the middle, going to the car, and I stopped my homie, because he's walking ahead of us, and I'm walking backwards, I'm about to book it, bro, and run, right? I was like, he's just gonna be like, oh, well, they just ain't got nothing, just let him run. And I was about to run, and my homie like, hey, you want us to go with you? He was already far, bro, and he turned around, he got pissed. He's like, man, get your over here, man. And I was like, you're freaking dumb, bro. What the heck? Telling the whole way, and when we're helping him, and it wasn't the homie's car, bro. It was some carpet. He was moving some other truck, so we're helping him, bro. And then the homie he chased came out, and I already knew, bro. And something about when ever since I was young, bro, when I would see a conflict start arising, bro, and especially between two people or something, I've always been like I always try to throw something in there to like detour or just distract or just, detour the whole thing, bro. Cause I would see it like, man, why you guys want to fight each other, bro? We're homies. And then, I never, I don't know. I just felt some way about it, but right away I knew he was scared, bro. So I was like, hey, homie, you think I could go to your house and use your phone so I could call my mom to pick me up? I was a little kid, so I was playing that card, and he caught on right away. He's like, oh yeah, let me take a piss real quick. And so he went, man. He started to do that, and the homie was right there, and he walked with him, like, oh, all right, and he stood right next to him, bro, like probably could have got sprinkles on him. That's how close he was. Like he wasn't gonna let him just run. He knew. And so right after he finished, bro, he got him and he just he put his arm around like, bro, I told you I'd catch up to you. And he's like, hey, homie, I don't sling, bro. And like, man, don't tell me break, and pretty much like break your son. He grabbed him. He had a big old shank in his pocket, bro. But that was, and now that in hindsight, bro, like I said, I realized like that was like one of those life and death moments for me, bro, where like I was scared, like taking that hit, bro. It was another one of those, like, dang, I was so scared, like if something goes wrong, I might die here, whatever, and then my homie is like, do something, monkey, and when he did that, bro, like everything happened so fast. I just took it out and I hit him once, bro, and they used to tell me he used to wear a bulletproof vest, bro. So that night he had a vest on, bro. So as a kid, I'm like, oh shoot, he has the vest on, bro. And I hit him and I didn't see nothing. Like he just let go of homie and he turned around towards me and started walking towards me and like got about this close to where me and you are at. And then I hit him again, and that's when I seen it just boom, the blood spit out and he dropped right in my feet, bro. And it was just sad because I just hear his last words just like, oh man, like crying, bro. And I took off, bro. I took off and yeah, bro. And then like so 3 months later, bro, I get busted. No one knows nothing, right? But it turns out the very homie that I saved, bro, is the one that gave me up, right? And so I mean I'm doing time for a G ride, bro. I got busted in a G ride. So I'm already in the Coastins, you saying like in a placement. And I was a rabbit, bro. I like to run. I didn't care if I was doing 10 days, 30 days. Like if I could get out, I wanted to go back to the hood. So I was doing like 4 months and I was a day student. So they'll take me to juvenile hall at night and let me sleep in the placement. It was right across the street. So on the night going across, I grabbed a few of the homegirls from other neighborhoods, like, hey, I'm gonna go, and freaking we took off, bro. But at that time they were going to arrest me. Right when I escaped, they were going to rebook me and charge me for the murder. And so, but yeah, I went on the run, bro, for a week and it was hot, bro. But that same homie, man, I remember he came to the house where it all went down, bro, and they're all just wishing me well because they know I'm about to go, right? And he was there too, bro, and he came and gave me that. Man, that was like that. That was my first experience with like to understand the kiss of Judas, bro. Like, and he like gave me a hug right there, freaking like, hey, bro, good luck, bro. I hope and like, it's all good, bro. Like, he's the one I saved, bro. So like, man, don't trip, bro. Like, I knew that I had to, bro. Like I couldn't. I was told, bro, don't. If you could do something and your homie's in danger, you don't run, bro. If you run and something happens to him, you're done. So I'm like, heck no. I knew my position, bro, and I did. I played it out, but then yeah, bro. But it was so hot that after a while, the homies were like, hey, bro, you gotta turn yourself in. And I'm like, I was so they could sound dope, bro.
Yeah,
Because they
yeah, yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
sound. And I'm like, man, like, bro, I was kind of tripping, bro, because, bro, nobody wanted me around. And so everywhere I went now, bro, I was running, bro. And I was just like, but one of the saddest days in my life, bro, like, I was wanted for that murder, right? And, bro, I came out of a house, bro, and they were on me. And I ran up a tree that I grew up on, bro, that I used to run up on it and they used to call me monkey, bro. So I used to be a climbing fool too. But there was this tree I used to run up on. There was a branch you had to jump and swing and go on the roof and then like do a you and let yourself, up on the thing and so I was being chased, bro, and I went up there real quick, boom, and who does they couldn't find. They were like, "Where's this fool go?" Like, and I already had pillows up there and it was right in front of my pad, bro. Like, I mean, right in front, I could see my mom's car, my house, bro, the lights, everything, bro. Like, and I was just there, bro. And I remember like 2, 3 in the morning, bro. I was up, and then I see my mom going to work, bro, just with that look of just because they were hitting the pad, bro. She couldn't believe I was wanted for murder, this, that, bro. But it was sad, bro. I remember just leaning on the edge of that thing, bro, and just looking at her, bro, wanting to like, mom, like just go home, bro, just hug her, just like, man, that, bro, it was crazy, but I didn't, bro, and I got busted shortly after, bro. I took my plea, pled guilty, but let them know I go, hey, man, this is what it was. And they ended up giving me like 2 months, bro, for that, like, cause they deemed it. But it was crazy, bro, because like I got so many thank yous, bro, from this dude had over 7 murder investigations and all that, and yeah, he was what he was, bro. But what I see now, bro, is like, man, he would have been a powerful threshing instrument in the hand of God, bro. Because if people ran like that with 30, bro, 40, like imagine what he would have done for God. But what was interesting, bro, is that his parents were ministers. They were bona fide ministers, bro. So now, like I've heard one of my homies, I talked to him and he gave me a little rundown about homie, and he like, bro, homie used to preach, bro, in the system, like cause he knew the Lord. And I was like, man, and it made me happy, bro, because I know, like, all right, he knew God, bro.
Right.
Like, like he knew God.
Right.
Because,
Right.
bro, I'll tell you, bro, like in the neighborhood, they'll write his name and be like, rest in peace, rest in this,
Yeah.
that. Like,
He was hated.
bro, he was a vicious,
Yeah.
he
It's
was a
crazy you say
vicious
that
man,
because
bro.
I've met, and I know, not met, I know a lot of dudes that, you know, they needed to go to church, right? Because they were going through something. You know how it is. Sometimes you just, people want to just go to church to feel better, homie, you know? And I would see homies there that were, geez, dog. And I would always go and tell him, man, bro, if you gave your life to the Lord, you would be a leader like you couldn't even imagine, bro. Because you got all the homies looking up to you. Everybody either fears you, they love you, they don't know, they just, you're just the dude, right? And I would go and tell him all the time, man, if you gave your life to God, man, we need you on this side. You'd be a powerful tool for the Lord, man. I've told so many people that praying on him, bro. Like, and I've known him from the streets, I've known him from the hood,
Yes,
and it's crazy, bro. But
yes, bro.
so you ended up doing a few months on that, and then
Yeah, so they gave me 2 months, bro. But bro, the neighborhood, they wanted to kill me, bro. The older homies, they
right,
wanted to do me in because I didn't. They thought, who's this youngster? I didn't have no family from the hood, bro. No, I was solo, bro.
right,
So in our neighborhood, bro, what kept you like safe from getting victimized by the homies,
older homies,
is
family,
family.
yeah,
It's
family,
like that's the homie's nephew, that's the
yeah,
homie's brother. Like boom, off limits, off limits. It
mm,
just went down traditionally like that, but I didn't have that, bro. But I had love from certain little youngster homies that I was growing up with that had big families, and so they kind of engrafted me as their like brother, in when the family growing up. So that's what kind of brought me in, but they wanted to kill me, bro. And
yeah. A lot of those hoods from California are generations after generations of after generations of family
yes,
members, right?
yeah,
Fathers, sons, grandsons, they all rep the same hood. You know, that's what makes Cali pretty dangerous, bro. When it comes to the gang stuff, because it's
it's sad,
generation after
but
generation. That's
yeah,
what influenced a lot of people on this side of, you know what I
I
mean, in the
know,
Southwest.
bro.
It's crazy, you
I
know.
know. I
Yeah, it's
know,
crazy.
bro. And it's sad, bro. It's the saddest thing that I could like understand right now, bro, is how we traditionally just hand it down, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Generationally, we start engrafting it into the next. And that's just, bro, it blows my mind, bro, because it's like, dang, man, really? Like, even, and I've discovered that through my walk in the life, bro. I used to always love to have those sit downs with homies and search their hearts, bro, because I always like, bro, there's something better, bro. But that it was God that would had me already like that with that thought in my heart, bro, because I wasn't supposed to be a part of this, bro. Like I had no business there, bro. I was just a little kid that got caught up, bro. And then my greatest thing wasn't even the gang, the thing. I loved crime, bro. I loved to do crime. Like I loved the challenge of it, the adrenaline of it, brother. And as that's what I love. That's what I really loved, and I understood, And I took my gang thing in a whole different thing, bro. I like, yeah, I'm a gang member, bro, but I don't care about the homie across town, bro. Like, I got plenty of enemies here in my own backyard. So it's like, and my thing was like, why am I gonna go smoke enemies, bro, when I could go hit licks and gain thousands, bro? Let's see, you go kill 10 people, I'll go rob 10. I'll go hit 10 licks. Let's see who's up more at the end of it, bro. And that was my mentality. So, but I knew when I had to do it, I'll do it. And then I knew, you know what I mean? I've already went in. I've been, I started to get molded into the life and I accepted it. So I understood that part, but I would tread carefully and just be very observant and pinpoint holes, and try to and tug at the hearts and be like, and I love the homies when they were busted, bro. But once I got out and they'd be back on dope, bro. Oh man, I couldn't stand some
Yeah,
of
I
them,
already know how that
bro.
goes, man. Yeah. So how long? So while you're doing this whole life of crime, you're doing the gang thing, you're in the streets. And to what age did you finally say, man, like I had enough? Like, how did you have that encounter with just saying like enough is enough already? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it was at 26 years old, bro, when finally I hit the county for attempted murder, bro, and I was facing that 26 to life. And then on top of that, but during that time, bro, I went around because I had position, I had leadership in the neighborhood and all that. I sat at the table amongst like seven others, and it fluctuated because, like I said, people would go in, go out, and they'd get busted. It was hard to stay out when you were validated or associated and all that, especially when you're already high profile, like you can't be around no parolees, so or be high. Back then, like you're high, they'll take you in. Like they had that 11550 law. So it was very hard to stay out, but I was out for 3 years, bro. And that was the time of my little reign where I got into position and people were coming in and out, and I was able to establish things, bro. But at the time, like towards the end, I would ask homies like, hey, bro, what's the purpose? What's your cause in this? Why you so willing, bro, to forfeit your life, bro, to give it up for the hood? Like, what's the destination? What's the incentive, bro? And a lot of them couldn't answer me. And I started getting upset, bro, because I'm like, what you mean you can't answer me that, bro? And there's homies that have dedicated their life that have fallen behind this, and you can't freaking answer me why you do what you do. So what are we doing? Like, just, and I started getting upset, bro. And so I started kind of pulling back on pushing the thing because I noticed, like, bro, like other homies seen the future more than no. We were deceived. We were dumb. They were like just waiting for us to fall, to go away, to put the politic era away, bro, because it came in and we started destroying. Like, bro, our list got longer and it was just homies, pure homies, bro. And I'm like, man, I didn't. When it started getting close to seeing the homies that you grew up with, bro, like over one little thing, bro, all that good, all that those blood, sweat, and tears we share with this man, bro, is done. And that started to bother me, bro. So I think God just started preparing me, bro, and letting the weight of my sin, bro, start consuming me in that darkness, bro. Cause I knew who God was, bro, but I willingly was choosing the other side. Like I knew I was like, nah, but when all that happened, bro, and then my homie got taken out, bro, and it was something directly towards that I set up, that I influenced, that I encouraged in this man's life. And that very thing claimed his life, man. And that messed me up, bro, where like it really did something to me, man, that I was like, man, you know what? It was a change of heart. And one of my homies, man, he's doing 6 life sentences right now, plus 45 years. One of my right hand homies. And he had told me one day, he's like, you know what, Monks, when someone has a change of heart, bro, ain't nothing you could do about it. And I didn't really understand. It just kind of, but once I had it, bro, it's like it came to mind, and I'm like, dang, bro, that's true. Cause now I hate what the freak we stand for, bro. Like I hate I admire what we started it as, but I hate what we allowed it to turn into because of selfish greed. And none of us kept it a buck, bro. Like no one could say they kept it a buck. Like I know so much, bro. Like at the end of my thing, bro, like I realized that God's put me in front of so many things, bro, to see so many things that, and it's like, bro, like, man, this was freaking a big old deception, man. Like a big old lie, bro. And then I was mad because at the end, bro, I didn't know nothing. I didn't have no job skills, no this, no that. When I came out here and finally tried to do life, bro, I felt small, bro. Like, dang, man, they stripped me. I freaking dedicated my whole life to this bull crap that didn't bring back nothing, bro, and reap no benefits but misery. And so that was the start of it, bro. But in that cell, bro, one day I started looking at myself, bro, and I couldn't recognize myself, bro. I like if I even almost started turning, like I just Like, bro, and I just started like really just crying, bro, because I couldn't reckon, and I felt everything that I allowed to enter my temple, my spirit, and become part of me, bro. Because like I understood like these things govern my life, bro, and it was hard. But then God started getting a hold of me, and then He sent me a homie, bro. Like there was two of my older homies that were evangelists. They've been through almost every prison in the United States, and he came through, bro, and he gave me a message, gave it to me just like I needed it, bro. And to this day I remember. And then his brother came and gave me one, and I was in lockdown, so I would get church from anyone, Catholic, um
You just wanted somebody
yeah,
to
like
visit you.
Jehovah, hey, church. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I open the slot, they open the slot, and because I was starting to get hungry, and I just like, man, Lord, just tea. And then once the Spirit just started revealing the scriptures to me, bro, like it scared me, bro. And like that scripture, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, bro. And that really scared me, that I had give an account to someone higher than the law, than myself, than anybody that tell me, hey, why you doing that? Like, and that really scared me, bro, because I thought I was good at what I did. But when I realized that it was His mercy, even then, because He could have ruined my life, He could have just shortstopped me, like, bro, you're not gonna get out no more. You already know you deserve it. But He didn't, bro. He granted mercy after mercy, bro. And yeah, bro, and grace, brother. And so that was the start of it, bro. But that's when I did it. And at first, when I found out about my homie, bro, of course I try to go the route, and try to, make those calls, and just hope people just, just appear, whatever. But bro, it God didn't even allow that to happen, bro. One of the dudes, very dudes, that they had him already, bro, and he jumped out the car, bro, in the freeway, because he realized got got, and he was about to go get murked, and but I was thankful, bro, because I'm like, man, God's good, God's good, because that would have stained me again, willingly, and this dude, bro, like this very dude that did it, I was, because we were all, but we all, they ended up, the dudes that killed him, bro, like one of the crime partners, bro, had like two murders in a 2 months period. The other one had like three murders, bro. So I'm telling you, it was a time, bro, where we were out there, and people were dying, bro. And it's just started weighing, bro. But when it finally did, it crushed me, bro. It broke me to a point where like God came in and never been the same, bro. And man, bro, I know I'm still in preparation, bro, for what God has called me at the end, bro. To, in a sense, make a stand, not to make a stand against it, but bring awareness, bro. Bring full awareness, and kind of pinpoint the areas where like things started, where people sold those things into our life, and what they manifested to, and what we inherited from our families generationally, and then what we added on our own, and made it a hybrid. You know what I mean? Like made it our own flavor. And I realized that, bro, and it's like, man, so in time, God willing, when He fulfills everything, man, it'll all come to
Right. Yeah, no,
a
definitely,
completion,
definitely, definitely.
Yes,
So,
sir.
after the attempted murder thing's over with, you ended up getting out on that. What happened? How'd you end up
I
getting involved with the church then? And how'd you end up like
so
becoming, a minister today? How'd you end up becoming, you know what I mean, who you are today, bro? Like, uh,
so So yeah, I ended up signing for 5 years. I fought my case almost 5 years in there, and right after I got out, I was like, boom, free, right? So, but I couldn't go home because I had already, made my stance that that's it, man. Do what you gotta do. I don't care. I've been willing to die for less. Like for this, it's like, man, it's everything to me now. Like willingly, gladly die for it. Like in true glory of what I thought I would die for the hood, right? But my mom told me, like, what, you got some family over here. And they told me about this place, Las Cruces, and I didn't know, but I'm like, cool. I was just ready to try new life, bro. And I came out here, and at the end, the family was like, you know what? I don't know. We could have you at the pad, because they don't. I don't know, bro. I don't know no family, bro. Like
right,
I don't
right.
know no grandma, no uncles. Every time they came, they came a couple times when I was a kid. I remember them, but after that, they're like, hey, where's Junior at? You know, my mom like, oh, I sent him to school. My mom would say I went to private school, and after like, dang, this cat's gonna come out smart, like he's been there for years. But they told her, man, we know he's in jail, and she was just because I was the first one on my mom's side of the family ever, bro, to set foot in jail. Like, bro, I come from a good family, like a very good family, bro, and I just trip out. My dad was the bad seed, and he sowed it into me, bro. And that's one thing that my dad did sow into me that I want to mention, bro, because like I told you, the thing I was addicted to more was crime, bro. And I remember I was small, bro, and I wanted these little lollipops that you put Kool-Aid and you freeze them in the freezer, right? And bro, I'm like, how much could they have been, bro? But I was like, Dad, and then that cat, I seen him scratch off part of the price, to make it. And I looked, and I was like, and I knew that was wrong. For some reason I knew. And he like gave me something like, hey, it's all right to cut corners sometimes. And I'm like, all right. And then one time mom sent him in with money to buy his shoes at Target. And we walking out, bro, and they jammed us up like, hey man, you gotta pay for those. And I'm like, what?
Right.
Like my dad,
Yeah.
where's he at?
Yeah.
Like he got the money, right?
Yeah.
And so they busted him, and I'm like, man, bro. And so, but after that, bro, I realized that, man, I started like, I couldn't get nothing. My mom wouldn't really buy us now. She had a, so I started boosting, bro. And since a little kid, like, and that's what started the alibi, bro. By the time I was finished, bro, I was like what I considered myself to be a professional armed robber, bro. Like I just love that thrill, bro, where I don't care, it's 50 people in there. Let's go in there, bro. Hostage takeover. Let's do it, bro, and get that safe, whatever. But you know, and that's what it manifested to, bro. But that's one thing that I know my dad gave me, bro, that I just took with me, bro, to the. And if he would have gave me something, cause I would always wait for him to come home. Like, Mama, he ain't come, he ain't bringing. Yeah, he is. You said, and he wouldn't come, bro. But I'd always hope, like, that. I mean, what the Bible says, the glory of a child is the children is their father,
Yeah.
bro. And it's a true, bro.
Yeah, no, I've been in the same situation, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy. I feel that, bro, because I remember my real dad, bro. I don't know if he's a dad or he's alive or whatever, but I remember I wanted a bike, and I was riding with him, and he's like, "Which one you want?" And we pulled up to some house, and I'm like, "That one over there." And he jumped out, grabbed the bike, threw it in the back of the truck, and then took off. You know what I mean? And that was my bike, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Dang!" But I was the same position as you,
Yeah.
because later on down in life, I became this dude. I used to call myself klepto. You know what I mean? Because I would be
There you
trying to
go.
jack everything. You know what I mean? We'd walk in the store on lunch or whatever from school. I'm not stealing a candy bar. I'm trying to steal the box. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, always trying to be
yeah.
up and beyond. You know what I
'Cause
mean?
you're risking the thing,
you're already
like
risking it. Yeah.
like man, I ain't gonna risk myself for 10, 15,000, bro. If I got two crime partners, that's like 2, 3 G's of man. I gotta do some 20 and up, man, and plus some dope or something.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy, man. So you end up in cruises, huh?
yeah, so I ended up in cruises, and once my family told me, like, and I'm like, like, man, I go, man, mom, my mom was bummed out. I go, mom, man, I've walked prison yards with, man, killers of thousands of men, like, just, like, man, don't worry about it. I just need to get a place and all that. And I did and all that, but when I realized that life was hard, bro, like paying bills and accounts and all this, bro, like, bro, quickly I was in default, bro, and I ended up like I was like, dang, how am I gonna make money, and I tried to pick up a little bag and started and I got a few customers and people like, hey, bro, be careful with that dude because he has priors of time. I'm like, what? What's he doing? What's he doing still around there? Like, what? And then, and another dude, like, hey, be careful with that guy too. And I just like, man, I can't do this, bro. They'll throw me under the bus so quick. I ain't from here. Ain't no love for me, bro. They'll like, so I went back to try to rob, bro. And so I plugged up with this connection and I went to go hit it, bro. And I got busted. And I already knew, bro, because I had promised God, I like, that's it. I won't, help me. And once he did it, bro, once I got busted, I was like, dang. And I had 3 signs that I disregarded, bro. And the last one came from a little child, a little girl. She heard sirens, bro. And like, as she's telling me this, I'm having the homie, hey, grab that crowbar screwdriver thing, because I was going to go pop a column. And These homies out here, they didn't even know how to take a car. So I'm like, dang, bro, I gotta do the plan, get the guns, go get the car. Like, what the heck? So I went out there and bro, this dude, cage fighter even, bro, he caught me. I before I started, he started coming to his car, and I'm like, dang. And he had his little girl, and I like told this dude, hey, bro, just run that way. I told him everything. We run, bro, go this way, and then don't run to this chick's pad, bro. Whatever you do, don't burn out her spot. And first thing he does, he runs out, he goes to it, and finally, I couldn't get out because he came with his little girl. And so and I told him to get out first. So once he got out, that dude started chasing him, but his little girl stood in front of the door. So I couldn't get out and just, I like, dang, bro, I'm kind of stuck. And finally she moved and I got out and I started running. He see me and he started chasing me, bro, and he got me. Bro, and I was like, hey, bro, I'll pay you, bro. Like, let's get him up, whatever, bro. I seen he's all tatted, big old, beanie on a slingshot. And I'm like thinking, he was a big dude. I like, oh, I'll outrun him. Heck no, right? Look. I was like, damn. And I gave way and he caught me, bro. And boom, he just slammed, he picked me up and carried me, bro. Carried me to his yard and boom, slammed me again, bro. And I had a dream prior to that night that my homie was running from police dogs. And I was on a bridge just watching them, bro. And next thing you know, they had him, bro. And the dogs were just like walking around him. And he was just laid out right there, like not moving, nothing. And I just like, dang, that wasn't even my homie. That was me. And this is the,
This
this
is
was
the
the
dog.
dude that,
Yeah.
that had me. And I was like, man, bro. But as I was taking that bar, I was telling you earlier, the little girl heard sirens and she's all, ooh, Ray, the cops are coming for you. And I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah. I go, no, they're not. She's all, uh-huh. And I'm like, no, mija, go inside, and I was getting the stuff from the neighbor. They had a bucket, like, oh shoot, there's that thing with exactly what I need, bro. And sure enough, bro, 10, 15 minutes later, I was pinned, bro. And so, but that was my only little hiccup, bro, when I came here. And then I got out, of course, again, bro, and more, more mature, more ready. Like, all right, man, I don't care, man. I'll freaking whatever, but I'm gonna make it, legit, bro. And that's where I've been now, bro. And of course, through the process, bro, I went to the church and all that. My first encounter at church here, bro, I ran into the middle of rape and all that scandals and all, so I've had a hard introductory, bro, to the faith. But the scriptures, bro, revealed the truth to me, so I don't stop searching for that unity, bro, and that what we have as a body, that the Bible says, I won't stop searching for that, even though I don't see the best example at the churches. And I understand, like, what, we're broken, bro. That's why we hurt each other. But it exists, and I know the remnant will pull through it, you know what I mean? So but yeah, bro. So but God, just God gradually, bro, he's called me from a while, and now I'm noticing like he's been called me, bro. And now finally, like, that's the reason why I survived all this stuff, bro. That because I'm not supposed to be out here, brother. Like, I could share things with you, like, dang, bro, and this is, man, some of these things could be like in a week, month basis, bro. And like, dang, bro. But so it was God's mercy and his grace the whole time, bro. And I realized that. And I just feel now, bro, like I was a spy in the enemy's camp, and I escaped, bro. He allowed me to escape to reveal what the
Right,
enemy
right,
got
right.
in
So how long
line.
you been serving God for now?
Now faithfully, bro, since I've come back, 2015, bro. Yeah, that I haven't swayed, and I just kept, and as you know, we started the ministry, the Kingsman Street Ministry.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that, bro. Let us
Um,
know what's up with that.
yeah, so you know what, brother, you had a big play in that, bro. Probably didn't even know it. This was the time when everything was popping off, bro. You had Trejo, you had all these little um the Christian hip hop movement coming out, bro. And I was excited because it was cats that looked like us, like, heck yeah, it's our time, it's our turn. Like, but so it started in there at that time, bro. But I started seeing quickly like everyone was doing their own thing and we're still kind of divided, right? So I was like, man, and I was like, and then the Lord started, just because I was honestly just trying to get plugged into something, like something that was real, something that's going just, and I couldn't find the glue to anything, right, 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 right. So God started like, man, since when do you wanna go with the flow and don't do your like start your own thing? And that's how I was in the game, bro. Like I always had my little table of followers, bro. Not that they were following me, but they liked how I got down because bro, my thing was like I'm the first one in, last one out, bro. Even in the crimes, bro, like I'm not sending you in to do nothing that I won't do, bro. But I would be the first one in, last one out, bro. That was my thing. And so they respected that, bro. And so knowing giving me that experience, bro, I just like, all right, Lord, I see why you gave me that. I see why you gave me, and I'm gonna put it to use, you know. And but so during all that, like, man, it just, bro, I was, matter of fact, I was trying to draw your symbol because at that time, brother Heroes was mobbing with you, and he's like, yeah, we're trying to do a thing. And you know what's crazy, bro? Like the very sketch that I did, bro, is what you use, bro. But you had a cross in it. You know what I mean? But the H with the L, bro, and I was even because I had even drew one up with where it was the H and then it was a dude like on his knees, bro, in the on his knees, like on the shape of an L. But you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
like just boom, where it's like
that's
in
dope.
the humble, like
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
so
That's what's
I
up. That's
was, yeah,
crazy.
bro. I was there sketching stuff for and things didn't fan
Do we
out.
know each
Like
other at that time?
um, we had you're working with Heroes. I hadn't like officially like met you like but it happened shortly after. But then after, bro, so I was just sitting there, bro, drawing and just working on logos, and then the Lord just started giving me a logo, bro, and as I drew the Kingsman logo, it was crazy because he just started telling, like, I was narrating the story as I'm drawing it, bro, and one day I'll show you the meaning of the symbols, like just how I drew them, and so I'm like, all right, and from there, bro, it just, but I let it lay low for a while just to make wait for his timing, bro, and we got out there, but then after years, bro, like finally, like, hey, bro, you should make it nonprofit. And I'm like, yeah, man, but you don't understand. We need consistency, man. We need people like, and so I was like, all right, you can pray on. I did it, and then the board that it started, like people started leaving, and then next thing you know, they just left me with everything, right? So, but I got my three solid, bro. My board, my treasure, and me,
Right.
and
That's all you need.
then yeah, and it's like, and they're solid. They've been with me for years, bro, and so I'm like, all right, cool,
That's cool,
and
man.
so
I
just
know I see
little
you guys
by,
out there still in the streets doing your guys' thing, man. Out
yeah,
there grinding,
man.
that's good, bro.
Yeah, we
That's
try
good.
to get out there, and right now we're piggybacking with other ministries. Like on the 13th, we'll be out there, where the Teakwood used to be across the street from Motel 6, and we're gonna go out at night. So I'm excited because it's like now we're gonna get into the night, and that's where, like, all right, now we get
Yeah.
to
When I
get
first
involved
met
in
you, I
some
remember I
warfare.
first met you and you were talking about the same thing, man. Unity, bro. I remember you kept saying we need unity, brother. We amongst each other. You know what I mean? And
That's it,
and
man.
uh, it's true, bro. We all
Yes,
play a part. We all play a piece to this. You know what I mean? And this is our city, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is your city too,
yeah,
bro.
bro. I've claimed, yeah, bro. I've
And there's a lot of stuff going on here, bro. The city's crazy, man. You know what I mean?
yes,
And we need different people coming out. We need different ministries,
yes.
And I've
That's
always
right.
told people, man, if you want to start your own ministry, do your thing. If you feel you're led, do it, man. Like I'm running with what God's given me,
That's it.
but I'm open to lock arms with whoever. You know what I
Right,
mean? And
right.
I think it's important that we start building each other up, man, instead of always trying to break each other down.
That's right,
That's
man.
one thing I've always said about New Mexico, bro. Is like nobody ever blows up. Like if you look at California, you look at Texas, Houston area, all that, when it comes to like music and stuff, if they got a homie that could do it, they'd all put their chips on him and they
Yeah.
push him and then he helps everybody come up. Here, it's like, man, bro, nobody ever wants to do that. Everybody always wants to be in charge. Everybody always feels
Yeah,
like they got to be the
bro.
top dog.
And
And to me,
yeah,
it's like with ministry, bro, like there ain't no top dogs. God's a top dog. You know what I mean?
exactly,
Like
bro.
he's the one, you know what I'm saying? He's the one that
Exactly.
opens the door. He's the one that gives us opportunity.
That's right,
He's the
man.
one that allows us to be used as a vessel.
That's right.
And yeah, man, but I really see you out there grinding, man, and that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
As far as your ministry, bro, you want to let them know like what type of stuff you guys do in your ministry?
So it originated and it's still just a hands-on street ministry. So what we started, we just went out there and just answered the call, the cry of the street according to whatever we encounter. If we had to feed someone, we'll feed them, house them, we'll house them. pray for them. We'll pray and baptize, all that. But not too long ago, like after a few years, we started really like, man, God's really started like making me aware to the generation that's coming next, and to seeing that, what, there's not many people discipling the next generation, and not many people getting something together so that they could be able to hand down as a mantle to the next generation. So we started to take an interest with the kids, and especially knowing that, like, that's where we went wrong, because no one was there to care enough to like and to explain Jesus
Yeah.
to, especially
If you knew better, you do better.
yeah, bro. And that's the main thing, bro. When I was growing up, no one knew how to minister Jesus, bro, properly, like for real. Cause I was Catholic. My mom baptized me Catholic, bro, and then she got into Mormon. There was some Mormon friends around, and then she got into that, bro, and we got baptized there, and but every time she'll stop going, she'll just send me, like, oh, just take Union, he's the one that needs it, right? And then after that, she got into Buddhism and started that, and then right, I was the only one always involved with her. Like, she was on, she'll just take me, make me go, and so we're over there, man, and you got, of course, with a few of the kids from the projects, and bro, we're over there, Namyo Horeng and yo, and all, stealing beads from the gift shops, and we didn't know, bro, like, and so yeah, man, I was about to get baptized there, bro. But one time, gladly, my disobedience and my travesuras, they said, "Nah, you ain't never coming back here."
Yeah.
They took us
Thank God,
camping,
bro.
bro.
Thank God. Thank
Yeah,
God. Yeah, thank God.
we
That's what's
destroyed
up,
the
man.
campground, but
That's cool,
so
man.
so yeah, man. So we got into the kids, bro, to where we started this little program, Kingsman Kids, and we started just enrolling these kids in whatever activity of their liking, sport activity, whatever. A lot of them, like, they picked boxing, karate, and whatnot. So we would take them, man. We'd take them, and we'd pay for everything. We'd pay for everything for them, and we'd pick them up, and but as volunteers started dwindling, like, it started, man, and next, just me and my wife were, lugging around these 7 8 kids, and every week, bro, like, I was with them, bro, 3 4 times a week, bro, like 2 hours at a time. So, and but it was good, and we kept our kids for like 3 years, bro. So it was a trip to see them, flourish, and then we ended up adopting one, brother. Like, we ended up adopting one from one of our outreaches, like, and she's the one that stood with her. But it's crazy because as soon as I see and I heard her, like, something drew me to her, like, this little girl who, it's a trip, like, and she was in a program, and then she just stood with us, bro, and bro, she was 9 years old, and man, she's about to be 15, bro. Like,
Thanks. Hey, man,
so
that's cool, man.
yeah, so
Hats off to you and your wife, bro. That's
so
awesome,
it's
bro.
been cool, bro. But God's restored, bro, and He allowed me to be a husband again, a father, ministry leader. I got my business, bro. But it is hard, bro, and overwhelming because I'm a ex-con, bro. I ain't educated.
Right.
Me and my wife,
You
bro.
wouldn't think so, bro. I mean, you speak really well, bro. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
thank
You
you.
speak
Well,
like really well.
that's what they teach you in there, though, bro. They teach you how to articulate your words, bro, because when you're sitting down in front of another alpha man, bro, and you're talking business, you gotta be able to convey that message properly and
right.
let them, so, and that's another thing, bro, that's it messed me up. Prison messed me up, bro, because sometimes I can't even talk to people like that, because when we talk to each other like that, I'll be like, this fool don't mean it, bro. Like, it's been something, like, and I used to just sometimes under my breath clown all like,
Yeah.
con todo respeto, this, and like, bro, just tell me, bro.
Yeah,
Miss me
just
with
tell me
that.
the truth, bro. Just tell me
And
the
then it's
truth.
like,
Let me
bro,
know
and I
what's
used to
up.
get mad. So I stopped talking like that to be just, man, bro, I'm just gonna talk to you in truth, brother, because that's what registers to most, bro. Because after a while, you could see, like, wait a minute, bro, you
Yeah.
said that.
I've had people talk to me like that still, bro. And I'm like, dude, come on, homie. We're
Yeah,
grown men, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I've been around that talk my whole life, bro.
Yeah,
It don't
and
scare me. It don't make me feel different. Just talk to me normal, dog.
that's
You know what I
it.
mean?
That's it,
Let's just keep it
man.
100. You know,
Yeah,
one thing that I
bro.
always ask people when they're on this, that I've been asking people, um, if you could go and, you know what I mean? Obviously, you work with the kids, but if you maybe there's somebody young that's gonna be watching this, right? Some youngster, somebody that needs to hear it. What would you tell them right now, bro? What would you tell the old Ray? What would you want someone that would speak to you? What would you tell that person type of deal? You know what I mean?
Man, to that youngster that is open and that is willing to listen to someone that's willing to impart from them, man, seek them out and really pay attention to those that are giving you some type of knowledge, because even though you might not understand right now, like really consider it, because you never know, that just word of information or that word of knowledge could save you from years of heartache and going down a path that some of them are not easy to come back from. And praise God that I was willing to come back from all that and bounce back and be able to testify on his behalf of his mercies and his grace, and that's all I got, but I really just want to tell you, man, that pay attention, look around. Like, kids now are way smarter than we were when we were growing up. You have so much information. Instead of filling your head and your eyes and your ears with all the social stuff that the world is feeding, that um actually actually hindering kids from discovering their true identity, because there's so many pics, but I just one main thing is listen to your parents, man. Honor your parents, because that's the first commandment that comes with the promise. And to honor your parents is to obey them, to listen to them. We come from a time where we used to talk back to barely my time we used to barely talk back to our parents, and the next generation started cussing to their parents. The next generation start putting hands on their parents. Now they're killing their parents. So before you get to that, man, pay attention and don't fill your mind with all this garbage that the world is telling you who you are. He gave you your mom and your father for a reason, and if they're not the best that they could be, it doesn't mean that you don't have to honor them. And if you see something wrong, man, be the light in their life. How Bring things to their attention, because believe me, just because you're young doesn't mean that you can't correct somebody older, or that you can't give a word of advice that will be mind blowing. Because when a kid understands and acknowledges something and reveals, especially a wrong, to an adult, there's a certain way that adult feels because you've just been corrected by a kid. So, but there's a lot of opportunities for you guys right now. Don't waste it on what is gonna be a dead end. Um, just man, it's just so much, and it just really depends what lifestyle you're having, man. But you know what? One day, sooner or later, you're gonna come across the crossroad where you're gonna have to decide whether you're with God or not. You belong to the light or to the dark. It's very simple. Um, so understand that everything you do will have repercussions. And you know what? Right now, my heart goes out to the younger generation, because you guys are facing something much greater than we ever did, and we're almost to a point where we don't even know if we're still relevant to you guys, or we still could relate to what you guys are about to experience. But I tell you, man, hang in there, and no matter what happens, man, there will come a better day. So just hang in there.
Amen. Yeah, that's deep, man. Amen. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that, bro. But I want to let you know too, man, that I really appreciate you, coming over here, man, sharing your testimony, digging deep, letting things that I didn't even know about you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some of
there's
them
a
things are
lot.
crazy,
There's
bro. You know
there's
what
a
I'm
lot,
saying?
bro,
But
and I just but
yeah,
glory
no,
to
we'll definitely
God,
have to have
bro.
you back, and I really want to encourage you too, man, because I know you said that you had always wanted to do the podcast thing. You started putting it together, man. Hey, jump
Yeah.
out and do it, bro.
Yeah,
Jump out there,
man.
share your story, because there's somebody that needs to hear it, bro. You know what I mean? And you got
Yes,
a
sir.
powerful voice. You're standing on this side, man. You're standing on truth, and don't ever be a don't ever wait for the right moment, because that moment might not
You're
ever be
right.
there.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Let's get
I
out there and
know.
share the word of God, because that's what we're
That's
called to
right.
do every single day. You know what I mean? But yeah, you want to let them know where they could find you at, bro? You want to let them know your
Um,
social medias,
yeah,
anything like
man.
that?
You could search us up at streetmin.com. That's streetmin dot org, or you could look us up at through kingsman street ministry.com, and it should take you to the link. There's a little website. You could look through it, browse through it, fill in a contact form, or I mean, if you feel led to donate, there's a donate link in there as well. But yeah, anything, man, even feedback, anything would be appreciated. Just stay tuned. We do have a few projects. Me and my wife have our books coming out this next year, God willing. My book will be called The Recidivist. Her book, she's still praying on her title. And the podcast, like you said, brother, and it will be called Straight Up Truth Be Told. And yeah, it'll just be a podcast that he wants to, just like you, brother, start creating dialogue. And I don't care who I have on it. I just want to be able to create dialogue. And one of my sayings is gonna be like, let our differences be a point of interest and not division, you know. And so I'm gonna go off that, but I think right now, man, like the church, man, needs to be addressed. The faith needs to be. There's some things that we need to address within ourselves and too within us, you know, and we need to speak about it, and we need people to chime in and give their opinions. People that aren't of the faith as well, because I like to know how we reflect sometimes, you know.
Right.
And man, that's
That's awesome,
something
bro.
that's huge, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna
So
be powerful, man. So you guys
yeah.
make sure to tune into the homie, follow up with them, check in with him, drop a comment below. You know what I'm saying? If you made it to the end, salute. We appreciate you, man. But I thank you again, my brother, for popping out with me, man, pulling up to the cribbo, the studio. Yeah, man. Thank you guys. But Humble Life TV, man, stay tuned. We got a lot more coming, a lot more dropping. We really appreciate everybody that's been tuning in with us. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button, drop a comment below. Let us know what city you're from. Let us know if you're feeling this, man. Let us just know that God's doing something in your life from these visuals right here, man. But we appreciate you guys, and we out. Salute.